update. I didn't. Self-inflicted. Okay, thank you.
Self-inflicted. Since when?
Units en route to Hoover, slow down and continue. Units en route to 2868 Hoover, slow down and continue. Somewhere, yes, Hoover, continue to slow down. EMS coming 1018. All units have been advised to slow down except for EMS, who is coming 1018.
Yeah, Angela, he just said it. He just said, Angie, he just said it. He just said it. That's the thing. See, like the human being, the human mind is just a weird, crazy thing. They're in there together, two deputies. This woman called because she heard a prowler, or she thought somebody was prowling around her residency. She doesn't live in an apartment. She lives in a house. There's grass area or parking area around the house. So a house doesn't join another residency or another property. I mean, not a physical house. It just doesn't, right? So you got neighbors on each side, but it's grass and parking area like anybody that lives in homes. So it makes sense she might have heard something. Even if she was smoking weed or had some good crack or ate some mushrooms and she thought she heard something, she had the wherewithal to call the police.
And there
right?
were fireworks at that time too.
So she had the wherewithal to call the police. She hangs up. They send somebody out, two people in two different units. They send them out, and one of them is this guy right here. This guy. Now, Sonya Massey, I think they said she's 5'5", 110 pounds, 116 pounds. This guy, 6 foot, 260 pounds.
Easily. 6'3", 6'4".
They get in there, and it's this thing about there's an issue about a pot of water or a pot on the stove. Okay. So you say, well, what's the issue? Well, Sonya Massey probably doesn't have a gun. And maybe a knife is not her choice of weapon. So maybe for her, she says, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to heat me up some water. I'm going to boil some water. Or I'm going to just set the pot on the stove and turn the heat up on the stove. This way, if somebody come in here, I'm going to hit them with the pot. Or if they go to grab me and they go to take the pot out my hand, the pot already so hot, it's going to burn their hand, which is a great idea to me. That's better than the water because you can't really throw water the way that you think you can. And even if you throw the water don't move that fast. So, I mean, it's water, right? Now, how does the police responding to her call, potential prowling around her residency's property, how do we get to his gun already drawn in her face? And then eventually she takes the pot off the stove and sets it down on the side and throw her hands up in the air and begins to apologize, begins to say, I'm sorry. And in the midst of her apologizing, this guy fires 3 shots and hitting her in the face and killing her. Goes in her face straight out of her head. That's horrifying. That's horrifying. Can you imagine?
And she was still breathing.
Like we all gotta die. Can you imagine going through that horrific anguish, that monstrosity of light,